So in the process of building my second project to do an FPV, it became much more apparent. I mean, it was already apparent, but much more apparent that a good quality workstation makes a huge difference in the quality of your solder. When you move anything, the wire, the board, what have you, while soldering, it's gonna make the solder not as good of quality in terms of the, the solder bonding. And so I bought this SainSmart workstation. It was normally $100. Right now it's on sale for I think 79 or just under $80. And so it just seems like too good of a deal. So I did, after that point, buy this fan. So the fan has a light, and I'll show that here in just a second. But the main kit comes with the holster, which will fit a standard sized soldering iron, a pen style soldering iron. Can't put a gun in there, but the pen style will work. A pair of these guys. These are arms. I use these to like hold wires. If I had like a circuit board that I was trying to put something into, that holds it completely still. At first I didn't know what these were, and I actually had to go to a different manufacturer's website to see what these are intended for. And on some circuit boards you'll have holes for mounting it. And so what those holes are, what these pins are for, is for circuit boards. Yeah, of course on this small board it's a little bit of a tight fit, but you get the idea. So you can hold it that way. The other thing that it comes with is this guy. And the other thing is, if you've got a metal table, it's kind of nice because I just stick these on the frame to get them out of the way and on the inside so that my knees don't hit it. And so with this guy, that's backwards, you can set it down, adjust these as you want for the width, and then you can adjust these for the angle and tighten, 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 tighten. And now it's well, I didn't tighten it too well just because I'm doing this video quickly. So you get an idea. You can get that really tight. Then use this to hold your wires with your solder and your gun, and boom. So that's worked out quite well. Just as an aside, I did also get the SainSmart solder. I also found that with a higher quality solder with flux, that of course also made it much easier. So this has lead and it's got the rosin built into it. So when you have solder with rosin, you're going to get smoke and it's going to always want to come towards you, or at least mine seemed to do that. So I picked up this guy where it's got a light. You can change the color. And in my case, what I like to do is I have one in soft white and one in blue. So there's that guy, and then there's this guy. And so between the two, you kind of get a wide spectrum. If that bothers you, you can always, change the color. You can turn them up and you can turn them down as far as the brightness. And then with this guy, you've got the fan. And so as so see it's I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but it's grabbing it and it's taking it away. So rather than it coming into your face, which can make it much more difficult to see what you're doing or concentrate, or maybe the fumes just aren't the best for you, the fan comes in super handy. So that's half of why I really like using this. The other half, but the other nice thing is whenever you're working on your drone, there's going to be things that create heat, right? So you've got your VTX, your transmitter, you've got your receiver. I haven't finished mounting that yet. I wanted to get everything in place before I secured this. But the other thing that it dawned on me is, so this is in, this side is out. So what you can do with the drone is just put the fan, over what you're doing, and it'll give you some more cooling while you work on it. Now, I don't know if that's totally practical or worthwhile, but I've seen some people who actually go out and buy a fan. So this is just one way that you don't have to do that. So all of these have magnets. They all screw into the base. They're all super strong. On the website, they show a heat gun in this big guy, but I actually use this to hold the whole drone. So whenever I was holding, so I was using this to hold this while I was soldering on the circuit board for the flight controller. So this is super strong, easily will hold whatever it is that you're soldering. And then this is a magnifying lens. I knew there was something else to mention. As you get older, your eyes get a little bit weaker, so this can help. It's got a built-in light as well. So you've got the magnifier, the holster, the 4 points that I talked about, the expandable clamp, the clips. Now the clips that I got had an issue, and I called their tech support, and this was one of the main reasons I want to make this video, because anytime somebody has really good customer support for their products, I want to make sure I give them a shout out and a mention and share with others that the service you're going to get is top notch. Maybe if you have to choose between SainSmart and somebody else, maybe they're a few dollars cheaper, go with SainSmart, because you're going to get that quality post-sale support. So I sent them an email saying, hey, these clips, I had an issue with the pin in here. You know, the pin goes through and then it's supposed to mushroom over. One side will already be that way when you push it through, and then the other side is usually with the crimp tool flared out, and then that's what holds this as it pivots. But I had two, which are now in the trash, where that wasn't there. And so I called them up. I kind of wasn't really expecting a whole lot, but they said, you know what, we'll take care of you. And the next day I had a tracking order, and it actually came. So, you know, there's two shipping methods from China. There's the slow boat. I've bought drone parts from China that took probably close to a month, at least a good solid 2 or 3 weeks. This came in 3 days, if not 4 days. I think they shipped it on a Monday, and by Thursday I had them. And so the replacement ones that they sent me were all perfect. And these just screw, just like everything else. These just screw right on the end. And so it only came with two. I emailed them, talked to them a few times, and when they sent me replacements, they actually sent me 6. So I've got these 4, and then the other 2 are already on the arms. So this is the SainSmart workstation. I used SainSmart for my 3D printer for filament. And so far, my experience with that brand, everything is top shelf. If you're trying to investigate things that you need to build things, whether it's a 3D printer, 3D router, workstation, or just little pieces, parts. You know, I've got this, and then I've got some flux. Check out SainSmart first. You definitely won't be disappointed. If you find something that they've got, order it, and then get it all set up. Feel free to comment below if you got any questions, or anything wasn't clear, or complain about the fan noise. But with that, have a great day, and thanks for watching, as always.